Good evening, everyone. It's Silvana. I wanted to make a video about some stuff about things that block. And so I'm going to try to make the beginning part of this story fast so that I can get to the meat of what I want to say. There was a time when I was very brokenhearted because somebody lied and cheated on me that I actively contemplated suicide, and a dear friend, who had no idea what I was doing at home, called me and saved my life and came over and talked to me and got me to the point of where I wasn't actively going to kill myself anymore. I believe I may have touched on this story a time or two in my videos, and that's why I'm kind of glossing over it. I think I've told this story before, but it's the next part that I want to get at that has to do with some of the posts I'm seeing about being centered and stuff. And so that's what I want to focus on, because that's what I'm feeling the message for. You would think that at that point when I was seeking to die, that would have been the lowest point, because I'm seeking to die. But for me, death has never been a scary thing. Death doesn't frighten me. We all die. It is a human condition that we're gonna die. That doesn't frighten me. What lies beyond, it doesn't scare me. This life scares the holy crap out of me, but that doesn't scare me. And so, looking to die or thinking about dying, for me, is not the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst was after I had reached that crisis point and been and received the help where I had promised I wouldn't kill myself to my friend. The next 2 months were hell. If you're sensitive about cursing, I may advise you, don't watch this. I'm probably going to cuss. Those next 2 months were absolutely the worst 2 months ever in my life. And that's saying something. You've seen what my posts about my past. You've seen my video about what my brother did. No, that was bad. This was worse. This was so much worse. And this was worse because at the end, I realized that I had did it to myself. I gave up so much. I sat there with the entirety of our relationship. Little mementos, birthday cards, Valentine cards, little stuffed animals. You know, the kind of things that high school, teenage sweethearts give each other's. Letters when we had lived apart. All this crap. Just crap. And it wasn't just the physical crap. That made it worse, because then there was tangible stuff when I could sit there and read notes and letters and stuff of him saying that he loved me and only me, and we were meant to be together forever, and he would always be there for me. I could count on him. Just the stuff you say to someone that's your significant other, you know. And I'm sitting there, and it's not only the physical stuff. Trust me, the physical stuff made it worse, but most of it was right here, because everybody that knows me will tell you I'm the vault of useless knowledge. It goes in, it'll come out. And so everything was already in here. I didn't need this, but I had it, and this made this worse. I just sat there, and you know the term beat a dead horse? That's what I did with this. Is I sat there and I beat it. Why? Why did he lie? What did I do to make him lie? What did I do that made him be unfaithful? How could I have done different? How could I have been better? That was the main thing. Oh my God. How could I have been better? It took 2 months. 2 of crying and whining. Well, I wasn't whining to anybody, but yeah, alone in my room, I was whining. I admit it. And I'm not a big whiner. I don't like whining. 2 months of this crap. Just over and over in my own head. I'm doing this. No peace. Oh, I slept for absolute crap. You want a good diet? Go on that diet. I'm telling you, you'll lose weight. You'll feel like crap, but boy, you'll lose some weight. I was worthless to my friends. I was so wrapped up in what was going on in my head that I had no vision for what was going on around me. And because I had no vision for what was going on around me, I ended up in jail for 2 weeks because a friend scammed me and gave me a bogus freaking check for his rent because he was living with us. I ended up in a relationship. Oh my god, that should have never been. I totally skipped someone who so obviously loved me it should have hit me like a 2x4. Everybody of our friends knew it, still know it, look at me and tell me, I don't know how you didn't know that. He was so much in love with you, it was ridiculous. Because I was so busy going, why'd you leave me? And it goes to other things. Jobs do this, you get fired, or you get laid off, or, even when you're working, you have that fight of that internal debate. I have to work to pay the bills, I pay the bills to support my family, but that means I don't get to spend so much time with my family. It is like this layer of circle that feeds itself, and you do it. You're the one feeding it. But emotional stuff like this, like breakups and fights and stuff, they're the best example to use toward this because it's easy to draw that line of when that realization finally hits. And for me, like I said, it took me 2 months, and by the time I came to it, I was in a relationship with a hag. I'm gonna be nice. A guy who, though he was nice and sweet and he was a great friend of mine, relationship wise, he was not a good match for me. And if I'd have been in my right mind, if I'd have really been thinking about it, if I'd have been paying attention, I'd have never dated him. By this point, I had realized the other relationship who sat there and was patient and was kind and honest and supportive and, oh, I'm here for you, call me anytime, we'll sit up all night talking, cry on my shoulder. I'll admit I've never had a substance abuse problem. Well, except for food, which but like drugs and alcohol and stuff and smoking and stuff. I've always been with that kind of stuff. I can take it, I can use it for a little bit, I can try it, whatever, and then I can put it down and walk away, and I don't never have to have it again. And this period in my life, me and alcohol became real good friends. And I did a few illicit drugs as well at the time, because I'm trying to numb the pain. And it doesn't numb it. It doesn't. It might make you feel good for a little bit while you're doing it. It doesn't. So I had 2 months of being a mini alcoholic. And I say mini because when I realized what I was doing to myself, that I was digging myself a grave, and it was a slow grave, and it was one I didn't have to have, and that all I was doing was giving up time, precious, precious time, that I could use for better things, I put it down and walked away. And I never went back to it. And that's why I say many. Because I know my mom's had that problem. My grandpa had that problem. My brother has that problem to an extent. I think he's what they classify a functioning alcoholic. He comes home, he drinks every freaking day, but yet he gets up and does all his, his job. He never misses work. He never gets a DUI or tickets or crashes, and he doesn't, but every day when he comes home from work, and I'm not talking a beer once in a while, I'm talking every day, and it's many, many, many beers. But when we were teenagers, he had problems with pot. Big, huge problems with pot. So, he has kind of that addictive personality, and so do I. It just happens to be food for me. Which, in one way, is good, because at least, hell, food isn't illegal, and it's not going to make me crash into shit if I get too full. I'm not going to crash my car. In another way, it's bad, because alcohol you can cut out of your life. You take it out your house, and don't go to the bar, and don't buy it, and be away from it. Drugs, again, you can cut that out of your life. You can get it out of your house. You can not be around the kind of people who do that crap. As you go into sobriety and learn how to defend against your own cravings for those things. Food you can't do that with. Food's there all the time. The people in your house are eating it, and they're not fat like you, so they don't have to worry about the fact that, like, it's chocolate, or it's something ooey and cheesy and yummy. So, my main thing with this, when it goes to centering and stuff, is a lot of things will block you, but really, truly, it's you. You block you. I block me. Each person blocks themselves. There's certain things you tell yourself. Certain things you let yourself dwell on. They fill up your heart with gunk that doesn't allow you to center and to be soft and to hear that voice inside. To hear that voice that when you calm down, when you come back to center, when all things serve the one, that you put there out of pride, out of arrogance, out of pain, out of whatever it is. So, my brothers and sisters, I want you to take a couple minutes, look at the things in your life, and be with me as we take those things and we get rid of them. If they're physical things, pictures or stuffed animals or jewelry or, the sweater he got you on for Valentine's Day, or the portrait you painted, whatever it is. If every time you look at it, it's nothing but painful thoughts, I implore you to let it go. God God or your higher power or whatever, insert deity here, will take care of it for you. Hand it over to him. Take the physical stuff. Get it out of your life. Like I have done. And just center. Pay attention to you.